So today I got to watch the game with some friends, which is my preferred way of watching. It is a little more difficult to take notes though because you kind of get on tangents. But I think that only really affected me during the Vegas game, but not much really there besides storyline, which we'll get to. So Boston Tampa, ooh, Tampa did not impress me tonight at all. No Stamkos still. First period off to a rough start for Boston, which doesn't end up mattering. Chara takes a boarding penalty early. They're going back and forth shot wise. There wasn't really much in that power play. I should preface that statement with there's back and forth early. Boston though getting more shots than not. We start to see in this period that Tampa's trying way too hard. They're going for deflection goals in the first period, which was not a great strategy. Corrali gets a good chance. Sergachev then takes a holding penalty, which is a pretty weak call. I'm not a Tampa fan in the slightest, and no one I watched the game with either was. And we all were saying it's a weak call, so I thought I'd mention it because it looked like, especially with the way the refs have been, it was a pretty weak call. But the Lightning was great on the power penalty kill. Boston wasn't bad on the power play. It's just they were aggressive on the penalty kill and they kept him to the outside. It was good stuff. Vasilevsky robbed Kasha. What a save! Kasha waited too long. What a goal. Not a goal. What a save. Why is my mouth not working today? Well, my mouth is not as fast as my brain. That's why this stuff is happening. Then Chara takes a shot and it almost bounces off Chara into the net, which would have been pretty funny, but it didn't. Kucherov then is about to get a break, but Pastrnak stops him. At 18:25, Charlie Coyle with a goal assist by Carlo and Marchand, and wow, that was a great deflection. Like, there's nothing Vasilevsky could have done. That was a perfect deflection. Yanni Gourde then goes and takes a shot, which is close, but it got stopped. Second period, Pat Maroon starting shit up. Him and Grizzlick start going at it a little bit. Hedman then takes a tripping penalty. Pastrnak is robbed, but he makes him pay for it at 4:34. Power play goal, pass assisted by Krejci and Krug. Paquette then causes a scrum. Kucherov is stopped on a delayed penalty, which ended up being Bergeron's holding penalty. Vasilevsky with some really risky puck play. He goes out of his net, plays the puck, and one of the Boston players was right by him, and he still just it was close to a shorthanded goal, basically. Kucherov fans on a good chance. Coleman can't cash in. Killorn gets a goal after the power play that's waved off by a high stick, which is just how the game was going for Tampa. In this period, in the first period, they were going for deflection goals. In this period, they just were trying to be too fancy, which is really getting frustrating. Just in general, like, it was just annoying because there's no reason that this game should have been 2-0. McAvoy then gets stopped. You could see that the frustration that Tampa's getting very frustrated, and me watching was getting frustrated, honestly. And I wrote right here, all caps, shoot, 3 exclamation points, because they're just waiting. Like, just throw pucks on net, because in the third period, that's what gets them their goals. Like, it's just so frustrating. The Bruins then fail on a 2-on-1, and DeBrus causes a scrum. Then Killorn causes a scrum. Then Wagner takes a roughing penalty. Point and Marchand are going at it. Maroon has a partial break, and his shot had nothing on it. It was disgusting. Tampa just was not there. They were not invested yet. And it's frustrating, because I really thought after the Columbus series they were going to be more dialed in, but nope. This was annoying. Kucherov to McDonough and Goodrow have this really good passing play that leads to a good chance for Goodrow. But, like, they didn't need to do that. It's just so... they're trying to be fancy and, like, whoa, look at us. Like, it's just like, put pucks on net. Get pucks in deep. Just stick to the fundamentals, and you would have won this game. But, nope. Killorn then takes a interference. Chernak blocks a shot. And then Hedman and Char are going at it after the buzzer. Third period, tempers are definitely rising, especially at 1:17 when Marchand scores a goal by Pasta and Bergeron. The commentary here was really stupid. They said the goal looked just like Coyle's, which was a deflection goal. And this one, it was just Marchand wide open by the net, and he just took the one-timer. It was nothing like the Coyle goal. It was I don't know why they said that, but it bothered me enough that I mentioned it. So I guess they're doing their job. Coleman and Ritchie are starting to go at it. Again, Tampa's just trying to be too perfect and they can't get anything on net. And then at 8:50, Hedman just goes, you know what? I'm just going to shoot the puck. And he does, and it goes in the net. This is by Point Ply. It was their first shot of the third period, which you'd think they would shoot more in the third period where they're trailing 3-0. But no. Hedman then has a great play where he stops a 3-on-1. And I was just like, you know what? If they win this game, it's going to be all on Hedman's shoulders. Paquette and Verhaeghe are then both stopped. Marchand has a chance with 2:29 left in the game. They go empty net. Nordstrom misses the empty net. And guess who scores? Victor Hedman. What a guy. This is by Shattenkirk and Johnson. And again, I'm just like, wow, Victor Hedman is really trying in this period alone. Not in the other periods, but in this period just itself. And no one else cares. Marchand and Bergeron both miss the empty net. And I'm like, well, so naturally Tampa has to win. But no. They can't even get a shot off. And the game ends, and it's going to get physical. This series is going to be fun. These teams hate each other. I saw that Halak got Player of the Day, and a lot of people are singing his praises. But, I mean, if you watch the game, he didn't really face much. I mean, he was good when he needed to be, but he really didn't do much. He didn't have to, because most of Tampa's playing consisted of passing and turnovers. There was not a lot of high-danger chances at all, to a frustrating level. I don't root for either of these teams, and I was getting frustrated with Tampa. Shots on goal were 37-31 in favor of Tampa. Face-off percentage was 58.5 to 41.5 in favor of Boston. Power play percentage was 33% to 0%, both with 3 chances in favor of Boston. Hits were 37-39 in favor of Tampa. Blocks were 20 to 19 in favor of Boston, and save percentage was .946 to .903 in favor of Boston. I still think Tampa can win it. I'm not gonna lie. They need to show fire. I hope this was a wake-up call, because otherwise I'm gonna be very frustrated watching this series. Vegas, Vancouver. So this is my Fleury jersey. It's my only non-authentic jersey, but I love Marc-Andre, so I'm gonna wear it. So I want to talk about the Fleury controversy. Yesterday, Marc-Andre Fleury's agent posted a picture on Twitter where it's Marc-Andre with a sword through his back, and it's pretty graphic, not gonna lie. The sword had like blood dripping and guts, and it had Deboer on the sword. And I'm like, you know, before Marc-Andre even released his statement where he's like, yeah, I don't care, I want this team to win, however that has to be. Before he even said that, like, you can listen to the commentary of the games. You can just watch Fleury on the bench. He doesn't look upset. When he was on the bench in Pittsburgh, he was fine. Like, Fleury's a team guy, so I don't know why his agent did that. And it was really frustrating, because now that got all the Vegas fans who are like, oh, they got to start Fleury. They got to start Fleury. Lehner's playing good. You don't take a hot goalie out of the game. He got a shutout tonight, and you guys are still complaining about it. It's just annoying. It's annoying. Fleury is fine with it. The team is going to win the cup, and they're doing whatever they can do. I know that Fleury has a great record against Vancouver and whatever, and that's fine. But he hasn't gotten the minutes on ice, and you know what? Leonard's playing good, so don't change that. I wrote on the board, Vegas fans just need to chill. You got to stop shit-talking Deboer, who's been freaking amazing for us. I mean, and the game plan he had for this game, Elias Pettersson has 0 shots on net in this game. They were shut down. All right? Let's stop pretending that, like, I know we all love Gallant. I love Gallant. I thought he was a great coach. He did good stuff for us. But you know what? We needed a change, and Deboer's come in. He's done great. So we got to stop complaining about the changes, because the changes have been moving this team in the right direction. That's all I got to say about that. I'm a little worked up about it because I'm starting to get annoyed. So that's all I got to say about that. Let's just talk about the game. Besser has an early break where he misses. The Canucks decide, let's play the physical game with the Vegas Golden Knights. Bold strategy. Let's see how that works out for them. Patches, Edler goes to the box for cross-checking. Patches hits the post on the power play. Vancouver was pretty solid in that penalty kill, not going to lie. Markstrom then stops Cousin. Vegas again doing their thing where they lead in shots but no goals. And as I wrote that down, of course, at 11:37, Marchessault with a goal by Smith and Theodore. Reminded me a lot of the Landeskog goal from the other night where he just kind of peeks it in the net. It's a good goal. Vegas, good stat, 5-0 with the first goal. Right after that goal, Carrier is close to another one, which he'll do after the Smith goal later on. Vegas just playing very fast and playing very physical, but they didn't really decide to play physical until Vancouver did. We'll talk about Roussel when we get to his misconduct later. Um, the Canucks are owning the faceoffs, but they cannot do anything with it. They'll get possession and they're like, "Oh, Vegas, here's a puck. Take the puck. We don't want the puck. You can have it. You can have it. Yeah, just go ahead. Take a high danger shot. We don't care." Second period, Eriksson takes a high stick, and on that, Edler couldn't clear, so Riley Smith with a power play goal by Tuck and Martinez. You just got to feel for Markstrom on that. Martinez takes a shot, he blocks it. He goes all the way to the other side to block Tuck's shot, and then Riley Smith's just like, "Oh, I'll take that." Scores. Ooh, that's bad. Then they're like, "Hey, why don't we turn it over in our own zone?" And Carrier almost puts it in and make it 3-0 right after that. And Edler's like, "You know what? That power play, that was tough for us to kill. Why don't we put him back on the power play?" And I'm just like, oh man, Vancouver's getting absolutely outplayed. This is like a boys facing the men type deal. Cousins then takes a tripping penalty, but Vegas' penalties all over and stops that. Schmidt has a breakaway that gets stopped. At 11:35, Stone gets a goal by Schmidt and Carlson. And Vegas is just playing up to big, fast, and tough. Like, they're a big, big group, and they show it. They really do. Especially against Vancouver, which is a lot of smaller guys. 16:34, Tuck on a breakaway, which it looked like those guys were tired. Like, the defense looked tired because Tuck just kind of like walks into a breakaway. It's kind of unfortunate. Assisted by Cousins and Theodore at 16:34. I really like Tuck's celly. Reminded me of Mario because he just goes like that. And I was like, I don't know, I'm weird. And then Pacioretty almost gets a goal to close out the period. Third period starts, and Roussel takes a 10-minute misconduct. So now I'm going to talk about this because this was hilarious. So Roussel was bothering Lehner in the pregame, and then he decides, why don't I go after Ryan Reeves? Again, bold strategy. Let's see how it works out for you. So Reeves is like, okay, let's play this game. So Reeves starts balking at him like a chicken, and they start pushing each other. And then here, Roussel, like, hugs him, kind of does like a weird thing. He's like whispering in his ear, and I'm like, oh, this is like kind of intimate. What's up with that? And he goes and he takes a 10-minute misconduct because he's just kind of being an asshole this whole game. And so Reeves goes over to him in the box and just like laughs at him because that's exactly what Reeves was trying to do, and he fell right into it. And the whole time Reeves was just being hilarious. Like I cannot wait for these guys to fight because it's gonna happen. There's a lot of physicalness in this game, where there's a couple scrums and whatever. I didn't really note them because this was the main storyline, was Reeves Roussel. It's gonna be fun. I cannot wait. I really can't. Man, if you go check out my Instagram, I posted all the clips of Reeves clowning Roussel at Garrison5505. I'll link in the description. Plug in it. Woo. You can see that Vegas is playing a little bit slower because they're up 4-0. They don't really need to kill them. 10:47, Pacioretty gets a goal by Stone and Stevenson. That was a really nice one. And they decide at a TV timeout they put Demko in, and that's the game. You can tell that Reeves had a lot of fun. Vegas looked like they having a good time. The shots on goal were 39-26 in favor of Vegas. Face-off percentage was 36.5 to 63.5 in favor of Vancouver. Power play percentage was 33% to 0. Vegas with 3 attempts and Vancouver with only 1. Hits were 54-45 in favor of Vegas. Don't play the physicality game because Vegas will win. Blocks were 25-21 in favor of Vegas. Save percentage 100% Vegas to .872 Vancouver with Markstrom. Demko didn't play enough for me to track that stat. It's not worth it. First postseason shutout for Lehner, which was nice. Smith and Marchessault absolutely dominating. It's impressive what those two can do. And Deboer, great game plan. So you can just stop shitting on him, Vegas fans. Thank you very much. He's really doing a great job for a coach. Vancouver was absolutely shut down, and they played right into the game plan. They're like, let's try to play physical with Vegas. Like, no, that's not going to work. Hughes, Pettersson, Miller got a couple shots, but they were completely neutralized. Like, they were not a factor in this game at all. And this series could get ugly for Vancouver. I like Vancouver. I've said it multiple times. They're a fun team. I really like their core. But man, Vegas is just playing. They're just separating themselves from the pack with this type of game. Like, this was impressive. And that's that. I guess we'll just I'm gonna go watch SummerSlam now because I watched hockey, so I didn't get to watch that, and try to go to sleep before the sun comes out. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow.